I think there were a few key moments for us, one of which there seems to be consensus around was sort of a turning point for our campaign, which didn't start online, but ended up being a huge online moment, which was the New Hampshire debate. It was pretty clear to us in the first 30 minutes that we were going to have a standout performance. She for all of the debates, had been one of the leading voices explaining why her healthcare proposal she thought was better than Medicare for all, doing it in a very effective way. She was someone who, in this particular debate, made a contrast with Pete Buttigieg about the way he had been talking about impeachment in a way that she deemed non-serious, that very much elevated her voice. And then finally, the closing, she did a riff relating to when FDR passed away, and there was a funeral train that went from Warm Springs, Georgia to Hyde Park, New York, and a reporter in Washington, D.C. at one of those stops met someone who was in mourning, was crying, and the reporter asks the person, did you know the president? And the person responds, no, but the president knew me.
And the guy says, no, I didn't know the president, but he knew me.
What Amy did is take that riff in her closing and say what's missing in the White House right now is empathy. And that means that this president doesn't know you, but if you're struggling to pay the rent, if you're struggling to afford prescription drugs, I know you, and I will fight for you. And
if you have trouble stretching your paycheck to pay for that rent, I know you, and I will fight for you. If you have trouble deciding if you're going to pay for your child care or your long-term care, I know you, and I will fight for you. If you have trouble figuring out if you're going to fill your refrigerator or fill your prescription drug, I know you, and I will fight for you.
That moment we saw immediately online sort of explode. There was a lot of organic engagement online with that. We had spin room commentators saying it was one of the best moments, not only of the debates, but of the campaign itself. And so we saw our views of that video hit 1 million very quickly in a way that we hadn't seen before. So we turned around very quickly to GPS Impact, our firm. They made it into a TV ad. They made it into a digital ad. We got that up. We boosted our spending on Facebook. We went very quickly blasting out emails. And I think there's a lesson there sort of that you want to test a lot. You know, you do your subject line testing, but sometimes there's a trade-off. You have to make a call. We just got to get this out the door, and we got to do this very quickly. And it's a volume game. One other internet moment I would say kind of stuck out as a fun moment is during a lot of the debates, Amy, as one of the few women remaining on the stage, sometimes would be caught in the crossfire of three of the male candidates, you know, yelling and everything. And she's kind of sitting there doing this. And we saw a ton of organic engagement around that as well, and brought some new people into our campaign because, you know, there are plenty of women who could relate to that moment and say, oh, I have been there.